So in today's video, we have this beautiful 1970 Chevelle in for our paint enhancement and a ceramic sealant. Now this is a show car. It's a garage queen. It's got a lot of custom modifications on it as well. This thing is a beast. You don't want to miss this video. Now, will show cars like this have some defects on them? Yes, usually very minor. Or if the owner is trying to keep the originality of it, you don't want to get this thing 100% perfect or too modernized so that it loses its muscle car appeal. But you let me know down below. Would you want a car like this 100% perfect, or do you like some of those little defects in them that kind of make it unique? Let me know down below. It's kind of a subjective thing, so there's going to be lots of different ideas. For me, I like the originality of some of these things. Yes, this does have a lot of original parts, but it also has a lot of custom modifications, including this. Does the NOS work in it? So let's get started on this. Now, we're not going to do our traditional wash on this. Are we going to use decon chemicals, iron decon chemicals, and tar removers, and all of that, and even clay bar it and clay mitt it? Well, that's to be determined. Iron decon, no. This is not a vehicle that's driven on the road that much, so iron decon, no. It has a fairly new paint job on it, so we're not worried about that. As far as tar, maybe a little bit, but we'll tackle that if it comes to it. But as far as doing the traditional wash, we don't need to do that on this vehicle. In fact, it's raining out, so what we're going to do is use a rinseless wash. And if it needs to be clay barred or use the clay mitt, then we'll do that as well. But I can already tell the paint is extremely smooth, so it's not really going to need that.
Now, of course, this is no disaster detail. This is not a daily driver, so cleaning it and deconning it is going to be a very simple process. In fact, we're not going to do our traditional wash, we're going to do a rinseless wash. And as you can see, that's about the extent of the dirt and the filth on this vehicle. Wait a second, does this have NOS? So for the rinseless wash, I'm using a secret solution. Actually, at the time it was, but it's actually Phoenix EOD Rinseless Wash. I'll have a link to it down below if you want to check it out. It can be used as a waterless wash, as a rinseless wash, a glass cleaner, or an all-around detail spray, depending on how you dilute it. Multiple uses with this one product. And yes, I'm using a sponge. In fact, I've been using this sponge and also the one from DIY Details, and both work extremely well. Now, you may have your preference, whether you like a sponge or a wash mitt. It doesn't really matter. You choose what works for you, and it really just comes down to personal preference. The wheels were also very easy to clean, basically brushing them with the work stuff brush in this solution, and they shined up great. I'll be doing some polishing on them later. Now for the polishing. We're doing a paint enhancement, nothing like a full correction. In fact, using Shine Supply's Burnout with an Orange Lake Country pad provided the right amount of cut and finish that we needed to really make the silver pop, but also to remove some of the defects in those black stripes. Now, the black stripes are not vinyl, they are painted and clear coated over. So we can go right over them just like the rest of the paint because there's a layer of clear coat over them. Now, I knew that this was a repaint job, obviously, and I wanted to see how much clear coat there was, and there was plenty. So there's nothing to worry about here. Even if we were doing a full paint correction, we really wouldn't have anything to worry about. But since we're not, we're still just doing a paint enhancement, I took readings just to kind of see where they were at. And as you can see, the Burnout from Shine Supply and that orange pad produced amazing results. So we buzzed around the vehicle with that combo. Now on to the finer details. I got a toothpick and I went around the vehicle to get some of the old wax or polish residue out of all these little areas. And the chrome pieces also needed to be hand polished, so we hit all of those chrome pieces, and especially the wheels. It made a huge difference. Now, to get all of the swirls out from under these types of emblems, of course you would need to remove the emblems completely and then polish and then reinstall them. That's not what we're doing here. We're working around them as much as possible. So there are still going to be some staining and some swirls in between those letters because you cannot remove those without removing the emblems. Of course, the owner knows that and he's not concerned about it. So all we're doing is working around these emblems. Now for the final protection, we're using the Koch Chemie spray sealant. This stuff is very easy to use, but beware, do not overuse the product, do not over apply it because it can smear. And if it does smear, it's not a huge problem. It will level out eventually, but you can use a damp towel to kind of level out that smearing if it does happen. So remember, just 1 mist per section is all you need. Go light. Less is more. Now for the engine bay, nothing crazy here, just kind of searching for little areas that may need a little polishing and maybe a little bit of dirt has accumulated, and I wanted to clean those out. So not going in depth here because a lot of these pieces are custom and really a lot of it doesn't need to be cleaned.
So the Chevelle is done and it is looking gorgeous. Let's take a quick look around. Wheels are looking incredible. And the paint is also looking amazing. So as we look at the black striping here, oh, so much better. A few little defects here and there, ignore those. We're going for, enhancement here anyway. We're not going for full correction. You want to always be careful if you're going for full correction on cars like this. But as you can see, it just looks incredible. All of the chrome pieces are really looking incredible. Same with the front wheels. All these aluminums are looking awesome. Making sure to get all of these emblems looking amazing. Now, true, there's swirls in between there. You can't remove those swirls unless you remove all of that. So we're not going for that anyway. But all around it, much, much improved. Also made sure to go around all the little trim pieces here with a toothpick and get any residue out of those areas. It's just old wax or polish residue. And we also made sure to just clean up in here just a little bit using a wireless wash with some protection built in. Just make sure to wipe down all of the metals and the chrome pieces and aluminum pieces in here and make it look really nice and shiny and bright. I'm not going to get too intricate into those areas. You don't want to risk anything getting broken or messing anything up, so that's why I'm not delving into an engine detail like this so much. Unless the customer really requests it, and then I'm charging extra to really get in there, but to get into some of those areas, sometimes you actually have to take some things apart, and we're not going to be doing that. But overall, it looks incredible.